Hi everyone, welcome to our math lesson for today. This will be our final fractions video. So what I would like to do is do a little bit of review and also go over some questions you might come across on tests in your time and help you figure out how to understand what they're asking you to do and to get the answer that you need. So let's get started here with this question, which says, name the fraction. Now you might be thinking, what are they talking about? Am I supposed to name it Steve or something? No, although I think that's a great idea. Fractions should get names. No, what they are asking is just to give the answer. It's maybe a weird way to ask, but sometimes we talk about things in a way that we're not used to. So anyway, we need to figure out what this fraction is. Now, if you're not sure how to do that, think back to what the numbers actually mean in a fraction. Remember that the top number, the numerator, is how many pieces of the whole object you actually have. Now, if you look here, they've colored in one of these little rectangles. So you would say then that you have one part of the whole object. Then you put the line. Then the bottom number, the denominator, is how many pieces it takes to make the whole object. So now in this case, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. You need 4 of these little rectangles to make the whole square that we've got there. And so you write the 4 underneath. So as you can see then, the fraction is 1 over 4, and we know from our experience that is 1/4. Now, it's important to understand that the object doesn't matter. This one is a square, at least pretty close, but you could also use a circle. Remember this one? So if you look, even though the shapes are different, they are showing us the same thing. The object has been divided into 4 equal parts, and one of them is shaded in. So this is 1/4, and this is also 1/4. Okay? So that's how you create your own fraction when looking at an image like this. So that's something you can practice on your own, and you can try drawing it out. All right. Now you might also be asked to figure out the greater fraction. Okay? So the first question here, we've got 1/4 and 3/4. What I would suggest if you come across this is to draw a little picture to help you figure it out. Okay? So let's use a little box like over there, since we already know that that's 1/4. That looks pretty easy to draw. So let's draw a little box. Now all the pieces have to be the same size. That's about right. And we know that the top number means how many are colored in or how many you have. So we're just going to color in that. There we go. There's 1/4. Now we need to draw 3/4 and figure out if that's less or greater than 1/4. So let's draw another little box. Now you need to use the same shape though. I can't just suddenly change my mind and this one be a circle. These need to be comparable, okay? Now, I've made this again, but this time the top number is a 3. And remember, the numerator is how many parts you have. And this is telling us we have 3. So this time we're going to color in 3 of these little squares here, okay? All right, now it's time to put on your thinking cap, okay? Just take a look at the purple that you've colored in. In which of these squares did you color more purple? Definitely this one. Isn't that right? So 3/4 is greater than 1/4, which means the little mouth wants to eat it. And this is the symbol that you draw. There we go. All right, so now this one's trickier because this one has a different denominator. That means that it has been divided into different number of pieces. Okay, now we can still do this, of course, but I think it's easier to show this with some objects that I already have on hand. So here's 1/3, and here's 1/4. So as you can see, these circles are exactly the same size and shape. That's important because we're comparing the same object, just different parts of it, okay? So here we have 1/4, and here we have 1/3. So if you put them right beside each other, you should be able to see that 1/4 is definitely not as big as 1/3. And so we will say once again that 1/4 is less than the other number. This time it's less than 1/3. Now, if you're having trouble figuring out which is which and you can't figure it out by drawing it, here's another tip. Just think of it in terms of if you were sharing with friends, okay? Let's say you had a nice round pizza and you were going to share it with two friends. So it's you and 2 other friends. So this is how much you get, and this is what each of your friends get, okay? Now, if another friend comes, then you have to divide the pizza differently. So you get this one, and they each get one of these. So if you think about it that way, of course, if you have more friends there, you're going to get less pizza because you have to divide it for more people. So what you're seeing then is the bigger the smaller number, or the bottom number, the more pieces you've got and the smaller each piece has to be, just like if you were sharing with friends in real life. So if you can't figure out how to draw it, that's a way to think about it logically and figure it out for yourself. Well, I hope you've learned a little bit about fractions, and you'll learn more about it in the years to come, things about how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide them. Yes, don't be scared. It's not as bad as it sounds. I hope this will give you a great start. Have a good day.